Well, it has been a bit of a hiatus for us from the live streaming, and I'm feeling a little bit rusty. Feeling a little bit rusty. So I'm gonna give it a minute for everybody to check in. I do have some really cool stuff today to share with you. I'm gonna give you a sneak preview of a few of the bottles that we're releasing here, probably the next week or 10 days or so. I'm going to taste some stuff here live for you, including a couple of fresh cracks, just for fun while we're talking, and kind of give you some idea of the craziness that has been to try and adapt to going full time creator. It has definitely been different than what I expected it would be. You're not going to hear me complain because it's an amazing opportunity to be able to do this all the time. We've got a lot of stuff on the schedule, and I'll tell you a couple things we've got locked in. If we go here, we're going to keep this thing to an hour. I'm going to keep it short only because two things. One, I start to lose my voice, and two, I think I start to lose your guys' attention. Seems like it's been forever. Let's see who's checking in here. Joyce, thanks for being here. Gordon's Pub, good evening. Slot Man, old Cam is there, and Kenny. Appreciate you guys. There's Tim. What's going on, Tim? Yeah, I know. We're not doing this very often. Thank God you're not paying for this anymore. You know what I'm saying? Let's get started. I'm going to start cracking some stuff open. And we'll talk about single barrels. Speaking of single barrels, I'm going to slide over here to the old Joseph Magnus. You guys have to excuse me. I am using some. I'm actually using some screens. Actually using some technology, if you can believe it. I do want to talk to you guys about the Optimus. I mean, I just got a ton of shit, you guys. I got so much stuff. I got so much stuff on my mind. What's up, Rick? It's hard to get through it all in an hour, but I want to keep it short and concise. You guys, this is the new. I'm gonna do a little taste here. This is the new single barrel that we have coming out. This will be in the drops for January. This is our. Let me see if we can get you a good look at this thing here. Let's see if we can get you a good look at this thing. Hold on. A little movie magic. Incredibly beautiful bottle. It does say specifically says whiskey bonded on it. This is a 10-year-old Joseph Magnus single barrel. These have not been available since 2019. And I am super excited about this. It's just a beautiful label in the first place, but it's also a very nice, rich, beautiful on-message bourbon. I did not go outside of the box on this one. We did not go funky like with the Colombian. We didn't go high-proof punchy rye like the Frey Ranch. I just wanted a really nice, mature, delicious, complex, beautiful bourbon to give you guys in a really fantastic old school style bottle with an amazing label. And I think this absolutely nails it. So for me, immediately, this is just rich brown sugar, a little bit of that gingerbread, some nice oak tannins, a little cinnamon, some coffee char, some toffee. The chocolate on this is subtle but dark. It's dark chocolate. It's beautiful. The sweet notes on this are actually really quite balanced. It's not a super sweet bourbon like our new Onyx and Amber is. I think this new Onyx and Amber, if you guys haven't seen this yet, we actually cracked this open at a bottle share locally. This is another one we're dropping. I wasn't planning on tasting that, but maybe we'll get to that. Yeah, Christian, what's going on? The Joseph Magnus single barrel. Let's move these down. We're gonna get to these. We're gonna get to these all hopefully tonight. Our Joseph Magnus single barrel is absolutely fantastic. It's not cheap, you guys. It's not cheap. That's my only knock on the whole thing. My only knock on the whole Joseph Magnus thing is the price point is a little bit expensive. I believe we're gonna have it. I don't have it up here right now. But it's more like 100 and a quarter ish. But it is something that most of you have not had because it just hasn't been around. And I know that most of you, like me, have not been into bourbon drinking so long that you remember when the Joseph Magnus single barrel was something that was around. It hasn't been around for quite some time, and it is now. Coppercraft Distilling is doing some unbelievably beautiful stuff. And if you like anything Joseph Magnus, if you like 10-year-old Kentucky style bourbons in general, is absolutely worth buying. I don't think that. Thanks, Joe. I don't think that this is one that I would buy a whole bunch of because of the price point, but it definitely is one that you guys should have on your shelf at least one time. What's up, Joe Unfiltered? Mm. Man, absolutely, absolutely delicious. What's up, Scrock? Checking in. Everybody checking in. I appreciate it. Okay, so the January drop. We've been teasing this a little bit. I do have some bottles in. We're definitely going to get the Joseph Magnus, definitely going to be in there. The Onyx and Amber Gobstopper barrel is definitely the Everlasting Gobstopper barrel. This is actually a bonded bottle shop pick. That's going to be in there. It's a 10-year-old coming in at just over 101 proof. This is a 10-year-old, also a 10-year-old. It's a 10-year-old Indiana whiskey, aged in Colorado, but it is finished in Weller barrels. So 10-year-old Indiana bourbon, obviously MGP, if you haven't figured that out. But finished in Weller barrels gives it a really nice sweetness to it. It's got some complexity, it's got some oakiness to it, and it's got some sweet notes to it that are reminiscent of a gobstopper. So shocking. Shocking, it reminiscent of a gobstopper. That's why they call it the gobstopper barrel. That's going to be in there. Also, I do have confirmation that we are going to have two rare character bottles in the drop. If you guys stick around, I'm going to show you those. Well, I'll show you one. I'm going to tease the other one because one of them is one of my secret custom label releases, akin to the Big Head bottle, which was actually a James Bond tribute. It was a James Bond tribute. It was called, the label said, picked by, selected by, bonded, whiskey bonded. This one is something similar. I'm going to give you the tagline today, but I'm not going to show you the picture. That was uncomfortable. It's like, what's going on? It's not one of those shows. Not one of those shows. What my wife is trying to tell me is rep the gear. You can get the allocated shirt along with the bonded bottle shops or the whiskey bonded shirts at whiskeyBondedShop.com. There you go. Happy? Okay. Yeah. Allocated. This is make bourbon cheap again. WhiskeyBonded.com, whiskeyBondedShop.com, blah, blah, blah. This is the original, and these are going to become a series, you guys. This is the first one we did. This is a Rio. You see it says Bonded, Whiskey Bonded, and it's got a picture of a very famous James Bond scene. It was Sean Connery, and then it becomes my head. This did become known as the Big Head bottle because I photoshopped the head just a little too big. My wife pointed it out, but I thought it was kind of kitschy, so I just left it. I will give you a hint as to what the next one is going to be. That bottle is releasing in January. That is an American light whiskey, 20 years, 11 months. It's going to be super reasonably priced, probably the least expensive American light whiskey that you're going to see anywhere. It is 139.96 proof, so we are hazmat, but you can also legally take it on a plane. I think that was Cam's idea. Tim, some bottles just are $100, but if I'm selling them for $100 and everybody else is selling them for $150, I'm doing my part. The Onyx and Amber is under $100. You guys, we do have some under $100 bottles coming. We have a Leaper's Fork, thanks to Kitsap and Tap. There is a Green River Cast Strength Wheated coming. You can right now get the Bardstown Cast Strength Rye that's in the shop. If you're a rye drinker and you haven't bought that bottle, you're out of your freaking mind. That bottle is so delicious. It's so underrated. I don't understand. I don't understand why those bottles are even in the shop anymore. It is not one of my picks. It's a pick that we inherited, but it is. Oh, geez, I keep getting up. The Bardstown freaking Freedom Batch. This bottle is apeshit. It's only a 6-year-old 95.5, but it's 120.4 proof. It's delicious. There's an option for you for under 100, Tim. We don't have an Old Crow pick yet, Tim. We're not quite there. I don't have clout like that. So those are going to be in there, and the December flights. And I'm going to show you that one real quick, you guys. Let me show you the December flights bottle really quick. We'll get this out of the way. We're going to do a little movie magic here. Boom. Okay, so the December flights. Here's what's cool about the December flights bottle. One, it's going to be just over 100. I do want you guys to know I am going to sell the December flights bottle and the 20-year American light whiskey. Those are going to go to paying patrons at a lower price. And first, obviously, but I'm going to give them a break. So if you're not a paid patron, if you're a free patron, think about upgrading. The price difference is going to be enough that it'll be worth the cost of admission to become a paid patron. Just FYI. because I wanted to be able to offer the value. Well, we're already going to sell. We're already going to sell our American light whiskey for less than most people. We're going to sell this VER, which is the Kentucky bourbon. It was actually built as a 7-year-old Kentucky bourbon, but ours was an orphaned barrel. We got picked up and it sat and waited, so it made it over 8 years. So this may be one of the only, if not the only, VER that made it over 8 years. Because as you can see, it's VER02. It's the second barrel they ever picked. I'm absolutely sure this is going to be delicious. Okay, it's beautiful. It's got the here. Let me show you. It has the gold wax on it. I mean, this is just a beautiful bottle, y'all. Beautiful bottle. But we're gonna offer that one for, I think, probably 105 to patrons and 110 to the public. This will absolutely go out to public. It'll absolutely make it. There's a pretty good yield on that. The American Light Whiskey is under 100 bottles. Y'all. So those are all going to be in the drop. I'm going to give you, before we're done here, I am going to give you a tease of what the bottle label for the American Light Whiskey is going to be. Now, I'm not going to show you the picture, but I'm going to give you a tease, and y'all can start speculating as to what it is. But it's freaking awesome. I love it. I'm so excited for it, you guys. I'm so excited for you guys to see what it is. Yeah, so okay, so the Colombian stickers. Good question. We got the Colombian stickers in. In fact, they were delayed. You guys, the holidays wreaked so much havoc. I'm still trying to clean up the havoc from the holidays. The stickers were delayed. The stickers didn't come with the bottles for two reasons. Primarily, I didn't want to wait for the stickers to release the bottles, and two, if we send the stickers to be shipped with the bottles, they get a little messed up. They get shoved in the boxes, they're messed up. We have the stickers. We're going to send the stickers to people that bought the bottle while the sticker was still listed as part of the listing. We're going to send them separately, so you're going to get them separately. I do have them right over here. They turned out great. They look just like they did in the listing. So, when did these bottles hit the shop? The bottles I'm talking about are going to hit. I don't have a release date, but I'm thinking maybe the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, somewhere in there. I will start to get that information out to you guys ASAP. I just today got confirmation that the bottles were in, and confirmation of what we can sell the bottles for. So I was waiting for that, because when we did the Redwood Empire release in December, part of what caused the problem was the Redwood Empire bottles were supposed to be in and didn't make it in. And I released it based on what I was told. It was not accurate. So there was a delay in a lot of the orders that had Redwood Empire bottles. So I wanted to, and from now on, we're going to wait until the bottles are actually in to do the drops. So nothing is going to be pre-ordered. If I ever do a pre-order, it's going to be super clear. These bottles are in, so they're going to ship out a lot faster, okay? I do just got to say that, Magnus, if you like, a little bit of a bubblegum note in that too, right at the end. Oh, that's different. It's the first time I've had that. I like that. Nice baking spices on it because of the mash bill. It's just a really beautiful bottle, really beautiful bottle of bourbon. Let's do this. I do want to talk about. Okay, so I do want to talk about the ampersand. You guys, if you have any questions or anything you want to talk about, pop it in there. I'm just going to kind of talk and taste here. Tell you guys the story. And if you have anything else you want to talk about, any questions about any of the bottle releases or anything that's going on, please just ask. We have a lot of really great stuff right now. So, you guys, I just did an interview that we'll post pretty soon with Chip Tate, who is the master distiller of innovation for Foley Family Wines and Spirits and Ampersand Spirits. This bottle hit my radar thanks to a lot of you. So this is a 15-year-old Kentucky bourbon, right? It's a really beautiful bottle, Tim. You're not kidding. They crushed it on this really heavy metal embossed front, or stuck-on front there. Great shape. It is not Optimus, which if you're hearing you guys say it is Optimus. It's obviously a Latin word, Greek word. But it is a 15-year. And if you get a chance to watch or listen to, I will be posting it soon. The Chip Tate interview is going to post to Spotify, so you can listen to it if you want, and to YouTube, because it's about a 90-minute interview thereabouts. And I know that 90-minute interviews can get a little bit much to watch, but if you're like me, I love to listen to long-form interviews. I listen to them on Spotify, so you can either listen to it on your YouTube, put it up on the TV, and listen to it in the background, or you can listen to it on Spotify in the car so they can break it up into pieces. It is a really interesting interview. Chip Tate is a really interesting cat. If you don't know who he is, he was actually the guy that was the founder of Balcones, Went down there, stirred shit up. If you know anything about balcones, they do all kinds of stuff that's not traditional, not Texas, not anything. They basically created their own lane, and we're one of the first distillers in Texas, modern distillers in Texas. And then he bounced out and went to go do Foley Family Wine and Spirits and Ampersand. And I tasted all three of the bottles with him. You can see that on the interview. But Optimus is absolutely fantastic. I am absolutely confident in saying it is Wild Turkey. It is Wild Turkey distillate. I know there's been some speculation about that. But what I thought was so great about this bottle is it's 15-year-old wild turkey finished in Tokai barrels. It was finished for a fantastic amount of time. So the sweet notes that come with the Tokai, those fruit notes that are on there, I got a lot of apricots and peaches and some plums and stuff. Some deep, rich fruit notes. Really, really balance out well with that 15-year-old barrel influence because it's the turkey distillate unofficially, but it's the turkey distillate. Its funk is in there, and it just is. I mean, and the bottle is $150, which is a lot of money. Tim, it's a lot of money. But if you look at 15-year-old Kentucky bourbon, especially with all of the trend of the buff turkey stuff going on, these are typically very, very expensive, and this one is not. And Chip specifically told me they bought these barrels before the prices went up, so they can sell them for less than the people that bought them when the prices were starting to go up. And because they could, they did. And I'm like, that's right along the lines, Chip. I like to make bourbon cheap again because you guys, they could easily. It's not buff turkey, it's 15-year-old wild turkey. You guys get off the buff turkey train. Can I just say this? Let me make a controversial statement. Get off the buff turkey train. I've had some buff turkey. Some of them are good. Some of them are not. I'm going to tell you right now. If you line up a whole bunch of 15-year-old wild turkey and a whole bunch of 15-year-old buff turkey, in my experience, the 15-year-old wild turkey is more consistently good. I don't know why that is, but I've had a couple of buff turkeys that were good but not great, and I think probably part of the problem is the hype over the buff turkey thing drove the prices up on those, and people were paying $200, $300, $400 of bottles of whiskey. In fact, I have one here somewhere, a River Roots. There was a gift. I didn't pay it. You guys know me better now, but it was a $500 buff turkey. This is absolutely fantastic. No, Tim. Oh man, yeah, Tim. I just try to keep in mind. I say $150, and I say it's cheap. I don't mean it's cheap. I mean it's a value. I mean $150 for what you get in this bottle is something. Been loving those new Burns drams. Perfect for the after party where we have so many pours. I can have a little 6 glasses before getting toasted. Oh yeah, you guys, the whiskey bonded Burns drams. This was a dice roll that we made in making these smaller glasses, getting these smaller glasses made for the whiskey bonded, and these are whiskey bonded shop.com has both of these. This you can pour an ounce in and taste just as effectively as an ounce and a half or more in this glass because of where the wide point in the glass is. I know it's small and it's small in big hands, but if you're going to taste whiskey like I taste whiskey, which is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things, you can see how small of a pour I do. That's not optimal to be pouring that small of a pour in that glass because you're not getting the wide point of the glass. You really want the top of the whiskey to be at the wide point of the glass so you get the most air exposure, the most nose coming up out of there. $10 a year. CBR, that's a great point, man. $10 a year. I mean, all of us have paid $80 for $10 10-year-old bottles all the time. It's a real value. And it is just, it's just got the sweetness from that fortified wine, but like the richness, the caramel notes, the barrel influence. If it wasn't for the Tokai, and I think Chip nailed this, because if it wasn't for the Tokai, this would probably be a little too oaky, a little too tannic, and a little too sharp. The Tokai finishing absolutely rounded that out in a way that I think is super, super interesting. And I would bet I could pour this for some people that are familiar with whiskey and convince them that it is just a really fantastic 15-year-old Kentucky bourbon, that it is not finished in Tokai. Those fruit notes are right dancing on the line of being strong enough to say finished, but they're not there. They're just really, really balance out well with all of that rich, deep tannic barrel influence. It really is great. What's up, old man Dylan? Okay, so let's first crack some stuff. I'm working, Paul. I'm working on the trying to get Optimus for bottle shop, but the distribution for Optimus is still pretty small. I would love to do that though. I would love to do that. I also have here tonight, you guys. I have the Southern Star Bourbon Cask Strength, a weeded bourbon. I'm actually, but I'm pretty sure there's a weeded bourbon. We'll get to that. I made some notes on it. I'm pretty sure it is a weeded bourbon. But where are my notes? To make sure I don't misspeak. You guys, I misspeak so stinking much. I gotta be careful. Cask Strength Bourbon. Nope, not weeded. See, look at that. Whatever. It's a new product. Whatever. And this, I'm a little excited about because I don't know if you guys know or not. The orange bottle of a Whiskey War cigar cast from last year or the year before is my favorite Amberana finished whiskey. It's the only Amberana finished whiskey that I don't hate. We're gonna put this in a different glass because I don't need this. I like this one because what they did with the Amberana on this is let it touch the Amberana very, 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 very quickly, and what you get is tropical fruit notes. It's like a pina colada with cinnamon sprinkled on top. It's just so cool. It's so interesting. The barrel influence from the Amberana is so subtle on this that it actually makes it livable. I mean, the cinnamon, Amberana cinnamon is there. It's there. But it's not overpowering. And even though I don't reach for this a whole lot, you can see I have drank some of it because it is interesting. And I actually was having this conversation with somebody, with Eli down at Bourbon Wine and Spirits. I took him our Colombian. And we were talking about how when you get a whole lot of bourbon and whiskey in your collection, you have a whole lot of stuff, and you've tried 97 different 10-year-old MGPs, and you've tried 97 different Bardstown 7-year-old distillates rebottled. And you've had 19 different ways of finishing in the same freaking barrels. You start to look for things that are different. And for me, when we were pouring that Colombian, and I took it to Eli, who's had everything, he's never had anything like that Colombian. There's nothing like that Colombian. It is the most unique bottle of whiskey that I have. There's nothing like it at all. No one ever has made anything like that. And the tasting notes on it are completely different than anything you've ever experienced. And it's a 10-year-old MGP that we've all had, and you've not had one like that. And I think that's super interesting. And that's why I really like this cigar cast, because Amberana tends to get a little played. I tried a few Amberanas, and the cinnamon is just overpowering. But on these, it's a different take on Amberana, and I really, really like it. What's up, Daddy's working? Glad to see you're full time with content creation. Yes, and we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof Rye. I have a little news on that too. Here we go. We got to respect the pop. Is Kenny here? Respect the pop, Kenny. Good one. You can always count on High Bank Distillery for having a good cork pop, because I'll tell you a little trick. The artificial corks pop better. They just do. More consistently good, I should say. Chef Chris in the house? He is. What's up, Chef Chris? I know you don't like the Amberana. So this is the Whiskey War, a cigar cask. So it is an Amberana finished, but it is very, 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 very slightly Amberana finished. Okay. This one seems to be a little bit more subtle Amberana than the last one. On the nose, anyways, this one's still kind of got that that pineapple, coconut, banana thing going on. The cinnamon is definitely taken down, but I'm getting a slight sweet tobacco on this one on the nose, which is actually really interesting. I can imagine that must be from the Amberana barrel, but I don't know. I didn't get that at all in the last one. Oh, super interesting, you guys. Okay, so on the subject, Daddy's working. Yes, you guys, I decided to go full-time content creation about a month ago. So it has been an interesting adjustment. Now, because of the holiday and everything, I've been very busy. My wife and I spent some time together on Christmas. We did do a little traveling at the beginning of January. Got to go to a wedding. Congratulations to Tap and Carly. The very first whiskey bonded wedding, by the way. I got to post those pictures. We've had a whiskey bonded baby, thanks to Javi. And now we've had a whiskey bonded wedding, thanks to Tap. So the community is growing in ways that I could not have imagined. But the full-time content thing, yes, it has given me more time to work on some long-form content. I'm really kind of figuring out that the long form content is a lot more time intensive. The video that I just posted, I believe yesterday or today, watch that please. The history of Blanton's took me a lot less time than the MGP one did because I'm getting a little bit better at it. Got some new editing software. We'll see where that takes us. But I am working on all kinds of new types of videos, you guys. I'd love to hear you guys' feedback. We are actually going to go and do videos featuring other people's collections. I've got 2 on tap. We're going to go to one of the patrons that has a very, very large whiskey collection. We're going to go out to his house to an undisclosed location and kind of go over some of his collection, talk about some of his favorite bottles, taste some stuff, and show you a private whiskey collection that's probably going to blow your freaking mind. I think that's going to be really cool. I also just got, and some of you guys were asking about this, so some of you guys are going to know about this. I just worked out with Jason at Lock Barrel. I'm going to go and I'm going to film in the pool. If you don't know anything about Lock Barrel, this isn't going to make a lot of sense to you, but there is a whiskey bar here in Sacramento that has a pool full of whiskey. And we're going to go and we're going to film that. And I think you guys are going to be super interested in that. And I'm working on Jason to maybe allow me to bring one patron with me. If that happens and you can go, you got to try and get in on that. That's going to be an incredible experience. I've been in there very, very quickly, and there's some stuff in there that you've never seen before. I absolutely promise you, it's a massive, massive collection in this pool, and I'm very much looking forward to sharing that with you guys. Oh, okay, that's better than the last one. Okay, so I'm gonna have to let this breathe a little bit before I make my final. I'll do a review on this after it's breathed a little bit, but wow. Okay, so High Bank actually took the Amberana down another notch on this. Oh, God, that's interesting. So this one has got the tropical fruit notes on the nose. But it goes a little more apple strudel, apple cinnamon pie, a little bit of leather note, little bit of oak in there, some brown sugar. Definitely got the cinnamon note in there, but it's actually taken down just a notch on the palate. That doesn't really come across as super amberani. That's really interesting. Okay, so initial judgment. That might be my new my new favorite Amberana finished whiskey, and there's not too many of them that I like, so that's a lot to say. Because they just are most of those are just so overdone. Cab 4545, thank you, sir. I'm very happy with the way that the MGP video and the Blanton's video turned out. It's something different. I'm kind of doing a documentary style video because what I realized is nobody is really doing that I know of, and I think that plus the tours of the private whiskey, son of a bitch, the private whiskey collections. So kind of a whiskey hunting style videos, but talking with people about their private collections. And we're going to do some more interviews. We actually have already, we're already talking to Todd over at Garrison Brothers. We're going to get, you've heard it here, you're hearing it here first. We're going to get Dixon. I'm going to get Dixon on video. We're going to get Amin over to Old Louisville. So we're going to do all of these things. The Chip Tate one will be the next one that'll post. Because I already recorded it. So Southern Star Bourbon, Cask Strength. Let's give it the old pop. Ooh. Oh, another solid pop from another fake cork. Daddy's working. Looking forward to those. My collection's pretty weak. Haven't drank for a little over a year and didn't add anything and gave stuff away. Yeah, brother, I just think it's going to be super interesting to see because I've come to realize that there are people out there with some incredibly extensive and impressive collections, and they're not who you think they are, and there are more of them out there than you think, and they are more impressive than you think, and I just think it's going to be really, really cool to see. Cam, I Whiskey War. I've been working on trying to get Whiskey War in the shop, and their distribution sucks. It's my only knock on Whiskey War. I really like what they're doing over there at High Bank. But I've even reached out because, we do a lot of stuff with High Bank. That's like how I get all these when there's no distribution here in California. They've been a good partner for us for, sharing stuff with us. But They even talking straight to them, they just don't have distribution. So maybe at some point, I'd love to bring these to California. I'd love to bring them to the Bonnet Bottle Shop, but at this point, it's been tough. So on back on the subject of the full time creator thing, you guys, it's interesting because I have a lot of time and I've been doing some other things that I want to do and going to lunch and trying to make connections with friends and going to events and everything. But it's time still really gets away from you. It really freaking does. And how do I show you this without showing you this? I gotta figure out how I show you this without showing you this. We gotta hide the. All right, so let's see if we can. Okay, see if I can show you just a little teaser here. The full-time content creator thing. I'm super excited about it, you guys. I can't wait. We're planning trips to Kentucky. We've got a day and a time locked in to do a wild turkey barrel pick. Of course, I am pushing the envelope and trying to get Bruce Russell to come with us. I don't know if that's a giant ask or not. It probably is. I mean, the man's destined to be the master distiller of one of the largest distilleries in the world and one of the most famous ever, period. And I am just asking, hey, why don't you have him come with us? We are also getting really close to Jack Daniels. Someone mentioned Jack Daniels Barrel Proof Rye. I'm getting close to getting a Jack Daniels pick pinned down. I am asking for a single barrel proof rye because I think is one of the best values in whiskey, period. Some of those bottles are absolute bangers. And if we could get a whiskey bonded Jack Daniels, that would be amazing. Working on about a dozen other things too. We're going to go back to Texas, obviously Tennessee and Kentucky, and we're working on some other stuff too. Yeah, I know, Chris. I need to work on not doing this. I know. I'm still working on my podcasting professionalism. Not going that great so far. So let's try this Southern Star real quick, and then I'm going to give you guys a teaser. I'm going to show you the lower half of the label on this. It's going to give you the proof, the age, and a pretty good hint as to what is going to be on the label. But I'm not going to show you the picture yet. Oh, they said they will try to have Bruce there, but he's also getting married in April, so it depends on that. He's got to put off his wedding. I must have missed an email. Listen, try to get Bruce is good enough for me. If we can try to get Bruce, that means we might get Bruce. Just show it. No, Cam, suck it. If you go to Houston for that private collection, you'll have to travel 3 different locations. What's your opinion on the Trader Joe's full proof? Dr. Mark, I've not got that yet. I'm gonna track that down because you're not the first person that has asked about that. I know that Trader Joe's does have the ability to source from a lot of different places, and there's been a lot of hype over the fact that they get some of their stuff from Buffalo Trace. But and I did have the Trader Joe's Añejo tequila and found it to be one hell of a value for the money. But I got to get more into their whiskeys. The problem is our local Trader Joe's do not carry the really cool stuff, so I got to try and figure out a way to get those. You get makers. You know, Tim, a maker's pick is probably not in our future anytime soon because the yield on maker's picks are so big. It'd be hard for me to sell through 250 bottles of makers. I want to do a maker's pick, but that's something we're probably going to wait until the audience grows just a little bit more. So I got you. I'm a maker's fan too, man. You know that, but maker's picks are difficult to sell. I mean, I see Total Wine can't sell the damn things out, so. We can have Kenny perform Bruce's wedding too. If he shows up with the pick, we'll just do it all at one time. So Southern Star. Let's just check on this real quick. I'm going to Google this real quick in a live moment here because I don't know how much this bottle is. And for me, that is always a consideration for whether I say, hey, this bottle is worth buying or not. Only because Southern Star, is this a brand new? Boop, boop, there it is. Only because if a bottle is delicious and inexpensive, it's definitely worth buying. If it's delicious and super expensive, you have to think about it twice. And if it's not delicious and super expensive, I'm going to tell you, don't buy it, please. Let's see. Okay, so $59.99. Okay, so this is a $60 bottle. So that changes the consideration just a little bit. At first crack, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's pretty good. It's just a little subtle for the 111 proof, which is not a bad thing, I suppose. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but What's up, Mr. Burson? Dr. Mark, you talking about this? They have this on the shelf in Sacramento. So you guys trying to keep? I'm trying to keep track of the chat what you guys are saying there. So that's pretty good. The flavors are really, really good. Nice bourbon flavors, some sweet vanilla, kind of citrusy, nutmeg. Finishes medium length, but not super potent. Little tiny bit of drying at the end. Let me see if I get the mash bill on this. These are made of very small batches, which is always interesting. I don't know that that's necessarily a big draw. Oh, this is a $50 bottle. It's a $50 bottle. Doesn't say the mash bill on it. It just says high rye. High rye. So for a high rye, if for a high rye bourbon, so bourbon with rye in it, obviously high rye could be anything. It could be 15%. It could be 27%. It's really hard to say. Not a ton of spiciness, but some. Yeah, little bit of rye spice on the nose to go with kind of some burnt sugar sweetness and vanilla. Pepper notes are light, probably white pepper. See you, Altman. Thanks for coming, man. You're brave doing fresh cracks for first takes. Listen, I will you guys give you guys this as a caveat. If I'm doing fresh cracks, tasting these first, absolutely be prepared that by the time I actually shoot a review on these, that I might change a little. The notes might change a little bit. And my actual end review might be a slight bit different because it does matter to let them breathe a little bit. I don't think the neck crack, we neck pour is a thing. I mean, I don't think the neck pour is a thing, but fresh cracks versus a bottle that's been allowed to breathe a little bit, or even a pour that sits in a glass a little bit and breathes. Like when I did the ampersand tasting with Chip, I poured out about 40 minutes or 45 minutes before we tasted them, and I left the cork sideways to let the bottles breathe a little bit. Letting them breathe a little bit does let some of the flavors develop, and I think it's important. Not minty. It's like I wouldn't say this is minty. Little rye spice to it, but there's a difference between rye bread type rye spice and the spearmint type minty. Minty for me can be a dry mintiness, like a tea type of mintiness, or a spearmint like gum type mintiness with a little sweeter mintiness. I don't mind the sweet mintiness. I don't mind a slight amount of that dry mintiness either. This is more the earthy rye spice, like bready type rye spices. Grassy, maybe even. Not minty. Interesting. MGP High Rye or their mash bill? Good question. You guys, listen, these are just straight off the cuff. It just says High Rye Collection. Let's see if we can do a little investigating on this. Bourbons and rye whiskeys, bottled, distilled, aged, and bottled by Southern Distilling in Statesville. So I think that must be theirs because it says distilled, bottled, and aged in North Carolina. So according to the old TTB, that is not an MGP. It must be their own mash bill. But it doesn't look like they disclose. I'll do a little more investigating before I do the video on it because the information may be out there somewhere. Southern Star, in my opinion, has actually been pretty solid across the board. This is actually good. It's actually solid for $50. I was going to complain. No, this is not like Seagrass at all. Seagrass is actually a rye. We're talking about the Southern Star's new bourbon, cast strength bourbon, the rye in the mash bill. They've got a weeded. This is the rye one. Yeah, sorry. Deuce, this is that's the bottle we're talking about right now. Just doing some fresh cracks right now. Just figured I'd beat myself up a little bit, do some fresh cracks and see. I was gonna say I'm not super impressed, but it actually is pretty delicious. Not a huge amount of complexity. I think the finish could be a little bit longer. And the nose is a little bit muted, but is $50. It's $50. It's easily the cheapest bottle on here. That's a bottle. That's a whiskey though that you could drink just when you want to have a nice bourbon to it. I could use. There's something missing, and I can't put my finger on it. I think maybe the mouthfeel is lacking a tiny bit. Probably is what it is. Here, let's do this. Just out of so by comparison, this is a 10-year-old MGP high rye bourbon. This is finished obviously in those Weller barrels. That's our amber and oak. Oh, yeah, good job, James. By the way, just you butchered the freaking wax on that, man. I'm never gonna forgive you for that. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Look at how much wax is missing out of that. I mean, just he went at it like he was using an axe. Let's do the comparison. I gotta say, I love this bottle. It's so freaking pretty. Let me move my thing out of there so I can see. Freaking beautiful bottle for real. I'm gonna hide my face behind it. Now maybe it'll. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. I mean, a little wax embossing on it, and like, look at the bottle shop logo on the back of it. And that's only good. That's gonna be under 100. Oof. Damn it. I poured it into the glass. I knew I shouldn't have done that. I poured it into the glass after that Amberana. I can smell that damn Amberana. Listen, on the bright side, my nose is getting better. The second I took a whiff of that, I'm like, that's got that damn Amberana in it still. We're just shooting. That's not a good idea. Nancy what? Proof. Which one? So Tim, the proof on this one is 111.1. The proof on this one is 101.6. Let's do this comparison because one of the things that I really was impressed with this, but now to be fair, this is twice as much money as this, about $90, about $50. I was trying to put my finger on what it is about this Southern Star that's missing. I think I like the fruit, the sweet notes to be a little fuller. When a whiskey's flat, it just doesn't fill your palate up all the way. It kind of dances across the middle of the tongue or in the back or in the top of your palate. A really, really good bourbon does all of the above and makes it so you feel like the flavor is on every part of your mouth. A lot of that comes from a good mouthfeel. Oh, Nancy's comment above. Where is Nancy? Bub, what? Nancy Fraley? I don't see her in there. Nancy, I'm sorry. Oh man, Whiskey Hebert. You guys, these comments come through here so fast. Only I would ignore Nancy Fraley. Nancy, I'm sorry about that. I don't see it. Will somebody please? Oh, I wonder if it's getting. Whiskey blender. I do not. There it is. I probably shouldn't be here as you're reviewing these, but is the Joseph Magnus the new single barrel stock? They spent their entire maturation lives in single barrel barrels. Nancy Fraley, first of all, it is an absolute honor. I hope you're still here after that embarrassment. But yeah, absolutely. I will tell you something. I want to give Nancy credit for something. The people at Coppercraft spoke so highly of you as a person. I was really impressed with their comments. I think everybody knows that Nancy is an incredible talent in whiskey and bourbon, and we all know her for that. But their comments were somewhat about the master distiller. There was somewhat about the talent of Nancy Fraley, but they really spoke about how incredible of a person you are to spend time with. And yes, this is the new. I'm super honored by the question. That is the new single barrel stock. We were fortunate enough to get one of the first single barrels. We're releasing this later this month, but really, really great. We actually tried several of the barrels. They were all really, really delicious, and I would have been totally happy with any of them. I'm gonna admit something right now. I was gonna pick a barrel. There's no chance we were gonna go out to Magnus, go all the way out to Grand Rapids, Michigan, out to the distillery and not take a barrel. I'd have taken a mediocre barrel if I'd have tasted one. I was so excited about the whole thing. Was just no way I was not going to do it. Just to see the label come back, the bottle shape, to be able to be lucky enough to get one of these things with our name on it, and just the association with Joseph Magnus and with you, Nancy, and with Coppercraft, and Allie was super nice. It was just a really incredible experience. So yes, yes. Stock for Cigar Blend, but the company wanted to. Oh, so Nancy wanted the barrel stock for Cigar Blend, but the company wanted it released as single barrels. I'm using some of it for the MHC Special Release number 5, though. Well, there's a hell of a commentary. If you needed a reason to buy the Joseph Magnus single barrel from us this month when we drop it, Nancy really wanted the barrels. It's actually really delicious. It's just really, really beautifully done. It's complex. It's got all the spiciness and sweetness and maturity notes, and it just has everything that I really want out of a really good whiskey, out of a really good bourbon. My only complaint is the price point, but what do you want from a beautiful bottle, beautiful label, and some beautiful distillate, aged in beautiful barrels. Lots of beautifulness. Thank you, Nancy. Thanks for putting that in there and adding and being here. I'm really honored that you stopped by. We have had some whiskey celebrities stop into the live. I'm super impressed with that. That's a testament to you guys to listen to me ramble on a little bit. So, I definitely think that's what it is. So my final judgment on the Southern Star, for now anyways, before we do the cask strength is actually really, really good. Definitely worth $50. It's difficult to get a cask strength bourbon of any kind of real quality for $50. It's definitely possible. I like the slightly smaller distilling operations. It's from a company like Bardstown to put out a $50-ish is not as big of a challenge as some of the smaller operations. The candy sweet notes from that Weller barrel on the Alex and Amber are actually quite astonishing that they were able to do that. It was finished for a short period of time in the Weller barrels. Okay, so Nancy, thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Thank you for all the wonderful work that you do too. I mean, we really all appreciate it a lot. I'm super glad you're digging into those barrels. Only reason I don't keep saying is Seguin Moreau. I don't want to say it wrong. I'm absolutely known for mispronouncing things, up to including the names of people that I'm speaking to, or master distillers, or I've called people by the wrong name so many times. Today's your 56th birthday. Holy crap! Listen, happy birthday, Nancy. I'm absolutely ecstatic that you decided to stop by on your birthday to see all of us. I know you came here just to see everybody in the chat because you're big fans of theirs, but on your 56th birthday, happy birthday. That's really incredible. Gonna run for the evening. Thank you for coming by. Sláinte, you guys, everybody, if you get an opportunity, go to Nancy Fraley's social medias and send her a happy birthday. I'm gonna do that as soon as we get off here. Nancy is absolutely a powerhouse in modern whiskey. It's funny because we always talk about I'm doing the videos of the Blantons and talking about the history and everything, but modern whiskey icons, there are a few, and we talk about them, but there's not too many that are a bigger, more influential name than Nancy Fraley. Seguin Moreau. Thank you. Oh my God. From Nancy Fraley on her birthday. Nancy, happy birthday. Thank you for stopping by. I would love to talk to you in person at some point. We need to get you on. I'd love to sit down and speak with you. We could do a Zoom call, but I think I would much rather. We're kind of in the same area. I know you're out in the Bay Area, so one of these days, I'm gonna have to. You and I are gonna have to meet someplace and have a little convo on video. I would absolutely be honored to do that. So for now, happy birthday. Enjoy your evening, and thank you for stopping by. Happy birthday, everybody! Say happy birthday to Nancy. Okay, so I'm gonna tease you guys. Where are we at? We're at the 7:17 minutes. So if you guys don't have any other questions or want to talk about anything else, I'm gonna tease you with the rare character label. For the 20-year light whiskey that we got coming this month, and then I think we're gonna probably call it at that. I like these hour long lives. They're much easier for me to do. I don't lose my voice, even if I drink a little bit. Got some real winners on the table here, for absolutely sure. So okay. Let me make sure I get this right because we can't. If I screw this up, you guys are gonna get to see the whole label. I don't want to do that. So here we go. Right. Oh, nailed it. Okay. So this is your official teaser. I'm going to take you up on that, Nancy. I will absolutely do that. Okay, I'm going to write something down right now. I'm going to write myself down because I'm the only person that would have to write a note to remind themselves to message Nancy Fraley about sitting down for an interview. but that's how I do things. Completely ad lib, just off the cuff, just winging it. Winging it's kind of my thing. So far, it works for me. So, yeah, what do you guys think? What do you think? What do you think that could be? You guys, just as a reminder, the Bonded Whiskey Bonded was a James Bond. It's not. It's a good hint. It's not super secretive. I mean, I think you guys can probably figure out what that's supposed to be. I am, yeah, 20 year, 20 year, 11 month American light whiskey at just a hair under hazmat proof. Yeah, it's like that. I listen. I've had so much fun with the editing of the photographs for the labels on these things. This one turned out. This is going to be my favorite label, 100%. It turned out so incredible. You're not gonna believe it when you see it. It's freaking dope. I listen. I love the James Bond logo was fun, but and the Righteous Seven, Magnificent Seven twist, the Righteous Seven one that we're doing with Liquor Lineup, which is probably going to be released in February. You'll be able to get in Liquor Lineup 2 in Las Vegas if you're in Las Vegas. Is badass, absolutely badass. But this is going to be my favorite because of the way it turned out. You guys can make the judgment for yourself. This one is pretty serious, but it's got a little bit of cheesiness to it because the head is big. The Righteous Seven is definitely silly. It's good. It's fantastic. I love the way it turned out, but it's definitely a little sillier. I got serious on this one, and it turned out really, really incredible. This is a bottle that you should buy, not just because this is the best American light whiskey that I've had. Period. You're gonna swear that there's a little bit of rye in it because it's got some really nice complexity to it. But this is the bottle that would just look dope sitting on the shelf, and I'm gonna have one for sitting on my shelf. And it's not gonna be $150, not even close. Yeah, you like the proof on that? It's a hazmat, but I'm like, oh, some of them a bitch, 139.96. Chris, if you sit down with Nancy, you got to ask her about what she was doing at Highwire. I'm curious to know what kind of concoctions coming out of South Carolina. When are we going to see her work? You guys, there's no doubt that Nancy Fraley knows exactly what she's doing. Let's just call it at that. You guys, please smash those likes, thumbs up. Make sure you share this with somebody. Pop a comment if you haven't, if you're watching. Yeah, and Cobb 4545. We tried more than one of the American light whiskeys from Rare Character. This was absolutely the best one. I could have picked the other one. I think it sold out already. Cam can confirm that maybe if it sold out. I wouldn't be surprised if the yield is under 100 on this. Ours, even though the proof is slightly lower and it's slightly younger than the other one, this was better. And we had 7 people trying them and everybody agreed. Yeah. Tim, I'm going to listen, if you look up 20-year American light whiskeys that run this kind of proof, they tend to be 150, 175. Ours is not going to be that expensive. We're going to keep the price down on it. I believe for patrons anyway, we're going to be under 130. So 20, almost 21-year hazmat, fantastic disc, the coolest looking bottle you're going to have in your collection, and we're going to be under $130. Okay, Slotman says, I knew it was close, but there may be a few left. Yeah, it's going to be. These are going to go quick. I say we're going to sell it to the patrons for under 130. I don't think this may be the first one we have that doesn't make it past the Patreon at all. We've had a couple that got close, barely made it past. I don't know if this one's going to make it past the patrons. So if you really, really, really want one of these, at the very least, be a free patron. Really think about upgrading. You guys, if you're a free patron, please think about upgrading to a paid. Oh, they're gone. Okay, so the other barrel that was picked at the same time as this one is gone. And I do not believe that it was better than ours. I think ours was better. This is the best American light whiskey I've had. I'm not just saying that because it's ours. We picked it because it was. And then we just happened to get lucky enough to get my crazy label on it. We're going to release it this month. That's going to be in this month's release. So real quick, recap before we go. So this month's whiskey drop release, and it's going to be on bondeddrops.com. You can go to whiskey.com, click on the single barrel section of our new website. In fact, Let's just make this clear. Oh, thank God I just showed the whole label. Thank God I didn't. Thank God I didn't show that. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right. So one bond to bottle shop. Boring. Bottle shop. Okay, hold on. It's nice to see the old bonded bottle shop's got some. Okay, so let's do this. Correct this. Windows. Nope, that's not window. There you go. Okay. So bonded bottle shop. Let's do this now. This is a really bad impromptu. So bonded bottle shop. Whiskey.bonded.com is our new website. On whiskey.bonded.com, there's this little thing right here. It says single barrel drops. Single barrel drops. That single barrel drops takes you to bondeddrops.com. You can go directly to bondeddrops.com if you want to. But this is where we're going to have all of our upcoming drops. So the Joseph Magnus is going to be this month. The Onyx and Amber is going to be this month. The Rare Character American Light Whiskey is going to be this month. Also, this says coming soon right here, but we are getting in the December flights VER that is coming in. The bonded lineup one is not going to make it. The Rare Character bonded lineup one is going to be February. The old Louisville Bardstown is going to be February. The Heaven Hill bottled and bond is probably going to be February. The Green River is definitely going to be February. The Hard Truth already dropped. That's actually not good, not right information. Here's our current single barrels that are available. So a couple more from our partners. The Redwood Empire did sell out, but I'm going to re-release the Redwood Empire, y'all. So this is bondeddrops.com. You guys, this is where the information is going to be for the drop. I will post in Patreon to let you guys know to go there and look, but because of the Patreon rules, we have to do them there. Who helped you with that name? You did. Did I miss when? Yeah, we're going to the end of the month. Oh my God, Nancy Fraley just subscribed to my YouTube. I'm gonna freak out. I'm fangirling right now. Holy crap, I think we just need to end a live on that. And for the last thing I wanted to announce, Nancy Fraley is actually subscribed to my YouTube channel. And on that note, as they used to say on it was called the Grand Tour. What was it before? Top Gear. Put up a link. Okay, you guys, yeah. So when the time comes, one more time, when the time comes for the drop, these links will be active. Okay, the links for them will be active. And the way that we did it last month, that actually worked really great. You click on one link once you have the access code that you will get in Patreon. So you'll come here for all the information. You'll come here for the links. The only thing I'm going to put in Patreon is the access code. That's it. Okay, so that we don't get in trouble with Patreon. You'll come here. You'll click on one of the bottles. You'll put in your access code. It will unlock all of the bottles. At that point, you'll be able to see all of the bottles, and you'll be able to just go there one time, put in the password, and then order any of the bottles on the drop that you want to order. So it actually worked pretty good last time. I'm pretty happy. I think that's the way we're gonna do them. I'll post the date updates in Patreon to kind of let you know when it's happening. We're gonna update bondeddrops.com to let you know the actual exact date. I'll update the bottles that are dropping so you guys have that information. And then when the day comes and the time comes, the passwords will post in Patreon, and then you'll just go to the bondeddrops.com and then see we're legal. Boop. I know I made it. See you, Tim. One more thing.
Mention the newsletter. There is still time to enter the
newsletter. What are we giving away?
The Aged in the War.
Oh, yeah. You get if you get the newsletter, if you get the Whiskey Bonded newsletter, shame on you. Shame on you if you don't get the Whiskey Bonded newsletter. Is there a Patreon? Yes. So you guys listen. If you don't subscribe to the Whiskey Bonded newsletter, there is a link in the at whiskeyBonded.com to subscribe to the newsletter. Right here. Boop. See that? Whiskey Bonded. We called it Booze News. Whiskey Bonded newsletter. Go there, subscribe to the newsletter, and you can get in. We give away stuff every other month. So there's a riddle in the barrel. My wife writes them. They're really, really cool. You go there, you answer the newsletter riddle in the barrel. If you got the newsletter and didn't answer it, take a shot at it.
December's is a good gift.
December's. Oh, we're giving away the Aged in Ore neat glass. Actually, really, really neat, really, really nice glass. Let me see that. I'll show you what it looks like. No, this is mine, but I'll show you. Give me it because we didn't open it. So I have an aged and or neat glass. Let's go back. So if you answer the riddle of barrel in the barrel on the newsletter and you get it right, then you're in for a drawing. This is not it. This is actually my travel thing, but what you're getting is a really, really nice aged and or neat glass. Nice heavy bottom to it. Really, really nice glass. It brand new, comes in a box. It's not this one with my fingerprints all over it. We'll draw of the people that answer the riddle correctly.
You have time till the 25th.
You have until the 25th to enter, so 10 more days. We are also going to be doing. I haven't posted it yet, but we're also going to be doing a password 1 2 3. We're actually going to be doing an Aged Nor giveaway too. I bought a whole mess of Aged Nor stuff. I bought way too much stuff, so we're going to give some of that away too. That'll be a Patreon thing too. So if you're a patron, listen, just go be a free patron, you guys. If you're not a free patron, just go be a free patron. Why wouldn't you? It's free. Okay? There's a lot more good stuff for paid patrons, but there's plenty of stuff to be free patrons. You're still going to get first access notifications for stuff, and you're still going to get in on drawings and things like the Aged Nor. We're going to give away a bottle carrier, and we're going to give away a sample flight. What do they call it? Travel flight, and maybe some other stuff too. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to post that. So you guys, please make sure you head over to Patreon. You can also find that. This is look at this reoccurring. This is fun. There's a link right here. Right here. Just click this thing. Whiskeybonded.com's got everything that you need. You just go there and you can find all the shit you're supposed to need to know to do the Whiskey Bonded stuff. There you go. Free patrons do get love too. They do get love. You are going to be included in the Aged Nor giveaway.
There's a question about the water bottle.
Oh, if we add bottles into our cart at BBS, then go to the drop site and buy, will they all ship together? Yes. Yeah. So if you that's actually that's a good little tip, Keb. That's a good little tip. If you go to bondedbottleshop.com the day of the drop, you put some stuff in your cart or the day before or whatever. And then the drop day comes and you go and put your password in and you go in and you add the bottles. Your bottles that are in your cart will still be there and you can order them all together. Most active Discord in the game. It might be. We have a lot of fun in the Discord, y'all. I'm going to be expanding the Discord here this year too to try and add a couple more sub channels to kind of keep it cleaned up a little bit. Maybe even do a little regional thing, do a little West Coast, East Coast, or something like that. I don't know, just to try and make it a little simpler because, man, it is a lot. There's a lot of whiskey talk going in there all week long. So you guys listen. Thank you guys for all showing up to the live this week. Obviously, the lives are going to get more consistent now that I've got nothing better to do but do whiskey and hang out with you guys and spend time with my wife and my office dog. I have an office dog now. My dog's got a bed in my office and hangs out with me. We'll be doing the lives a little bit more. You guys watch for events. I'm going to be out at Redwood Empire this Saturday, by the way.
You have to show his shirt.
The office, yeah.
He has
Yeah.
a t-shirt too.
He has a t-shirt. It's not a Whiskey Bonded t-shirt, but if you can't tell, it says, "I still live with my parents." You can guess whose idea that was.
He's our little mooch.
I will be you guys, I will be out at Redwood Empire next Saturday. I'm going to be there for a blending event, but if you want to come out to Redwood Empire to the Bear Island to the bar, we'll be hanging out there for part of the day. I'm going to do a little blending with Lauren, and then we'll be hanging out. I know there's going to be some other people there from another whiskey society doing a tour, but the bar is fantastic. They got good food, and the location is just unbeatable. So maybe we'll see you out there getting another Redwood Haystack. The Lunatic, I am not, but I am re-releasing our Haystack because it sold out in the last drop, but it didn't really sold out. I pigeonholed a few because I know it was Christmas time and some of you guys weren't able to buy that Haystack or opted not to buy it because of some Christmas stuff. So we're going to re-release the other half of that barrel, the 40% of that barrel in February to give you guys a chance to save up a little bit. Yeah, see how I did that? So we're going to do the January drop, and then in the February drop, sometime in late February, we'll re-release some Redwood Empire bottles of the ones that sold out. I figure by that time, nobody will have a Haystack, and it'll be a good time to drop it anyway. But no increase in price or anything. I'm just going to re-release it. After you guys have had a few people get them, try them, and say they're fantastic. Yeah, sold out. Yeah, that was always my plan. The chicken cock is just about sold out too. I wanted to drop those bottles, and if they hit a certain criteria, so about 60 or 70% of the bottle sold, I stopped. The Redwood Empire hit it. The chicken cock's right there, and I wanted to wait because I know that Christmas was not. We're not gonna do a bottle drop at Christmas time again. It's just a lot to ask of people, so we're gonna split them up. Also, give you a chance to be a little more sensitive to your paychecks. So we'll do a drop in January. We'll do a drop in February with a reserve. We'll do a drop in March that'll also have some reserve drop stuff in it. So we're gonna try and space them out a little bit, that we can get the bottles that you want. Plus, I know you guys get FOMO, bottle drops. You hesitate. Everybody talks about how great it is, and you're like, "Damn it, I should have got that bottle." And like our first rare character in the old Louisville Double Oak and the Rye 3, and there's a lot of talk about, man, I should have got one of those things. Listen, one, don't hesitate, just buy the damn thing. I won't drop a whiskey that's not worth the money, I promise you. And two, if you just pull a bonehead mood, you don't buy something and we'll re-release it, then you can. There you go. Yeah, there's going to be no release of that 20-year American Light whiskey. I promise you. That bottle's going to go and go. I might pigeonhole 5 or 6 bottles on that just in case and drop those to the patrons at some point. But if you want that one, buy it, please. Okay, you guys, listen, thanks for coming by. Please, you guys like, comment, and subscribe to every freaking thing that we do. I appreciate it a lot. If you got a couple of bucks to spare each month, please think about becoming a paid patron. Now that we're doing this full time, relying on the content and stuff is a little nerve-wracking, but we want to do it. We want my mom, Joanna's over here like, hopefully at some point in this year, we won't be losing money, but we're going to bring you guys some value for that. And it just, if you want to support what we're doing here, please just consider becoming a patron of any level that you can afford. We appreciate it a ton. Joyce, I may or may not have a couple of those Rye 3s around here too, so you might want to message me about that. Okay, guys, thanks for coming. We'll see you guys next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.